back once again. We are with Sam and our lovely trike that we haven't used for a couple of episodes now, thanks to our unfamiliarity with the terrain. But that might change now. We're here to continue the main quest after we got the Timefall farm working, using Timefall to accelerate the growth of crops. And you know what that star icon means? It means an order for Sam. 45 minutes to make our way to the junk dealer. What do they have to say about this?
Heads up, Sam. This junk dealer's probably going to give you a hard time. He's got a rep for demanding the impossible and lodging complaints when folks don't come through. As usual, he wants a bunch of scrap, and he wants it ASAP, for whatever reason. According to Fragile's records, he's nothing but trouble. Doubt he'll treat you any better than he treated her. But I want you to do your best for him, regardless. If you're going to meet his deadline, you'll have to move fast. But don't take unnecessary risks and endanger yourself or your cargo. Oh, and if you're wondering why we don't just tell this guy to go to hell, we can't. Fact is, we need his shelter if we're going to push ahead with expanding the network. So, we've got to get on his good side. Easier said than done, considering how little interest he's shown in joining the UCA. But be nice, and if nothing else, try to get him to contract with us.
So we are not going to take that on until we're ready, because the timer is not going to start. Although it's an urgent delivery. How does that work? Well, let's not think about it too hard. What is the Timefall situation? If we're lucky, it's non-existent. Think it's somewhere around here that we're going. So that's good. What about the mule situation? Well, we won't really know until we get in the area. That's how the mule stuff works. But just going from the satellite, it looks like there could be some structures built up that could indicate possible mule camps. So we'll try to follow where the player-made structures have been built up. Are these valleys or ridges? Well, where there's ridges, there's valleys. Oh, yes, they're deep crevasses. If that's the right word. Canyons. We are going to have a time getting through all that. Well, we'll do our best. We have ladders. The ladders were here to be used. I think some of our equipment might be due for recycling. A PCC so damaged as to be about to break. 3 ladders. How many climbing anchors? Only 2 left. It's probably a good idea to pick up just another climbing anchor. And a PCC to replace the one we lost. So we can build a recharging station if we need to in a pinch. Okay. Let's take it on. We'll catch up on our messages and interviews at our next stopping point. Just judging from what I saw, I don't think the reverse trike is going to really be an option we can use. But we do need, at some point, we need to recharge. I wish I would have done that before setting out. There's a generator here. Why don't we go there?
Have a pleasant journey.
It's not too far out of our way.
Sam,
Southeast?
it's fragile. Though he calls himself a junk dealer now, your client used to work in comms as a repairman. Could fix anything, from simple wireless terminals to integral parts of the civic network. He was a good man, a pleasure to deal with. But after the attack near South Knot City, he changed. Not that I blame him. We gave him plenty of reason to distrust us.
I'd rather just go around this if we can. Time to stop sprinting. Potentially, we could put a ladder down. So we have 3 ladders. Let's see if we can put it down. Unstable surface. What does that mean? It means it pings red on the Odra deck. Well, that's a bit unfortunate. Yes, let's see if we can just go over it this way. Stop running. Movement is sometimes a little bit more squirrely than it really seems like it should be. And when you see me stumble around in areas of uneven terrain like that, that's why. Well, that is definitely a mule encampment. Let's charge up here and see where our next step is going to be. We want to avoid that. Mule encampment's over here. Let's stick to the original plan. C2 and then B2. And if we do a scan, maybe we'll get a sense of where the mules are. Not so much. Gonna save my sprinting energy for now in case we encounter mules, which I'm hoping we can avoid. Where's our destination? Ah, yes. Of course.
I don't know what these people could do without me.
We're going to have to go through one way or another. So what if we do cross this bridge? It'll just make it harder to get where we need to go. Or I suppose we could just make our way there down in the valley.
There we go.
There's our mules. Unfortunately, they're right where we need to go. Let's just hoof it. Hoof it right past them. Being evaded. How did we manage that? Hello. Wow, so they really rely on that ping for detection, because we were standing right in front of one of them, and he's currently only... Oh, now we're detected. There we go. Just keep a move on. And keep serpentining. Oh, no. That... I thought we could make the jump. Wow, that really sets us back, doesn't it? Why not just load the game and it puts a save. Is that all of our cargo? We have plenty of time. But here's the thing, we need to deliver a very specific item to him. So where is that? Yeah, online sign jump. So now what happens? Oh. So that's telling us where the cargo is now. We have to get it back. We have some tools for doing just that. Well then.
Looks like a way through.
Save scumming is not an option. Use the bullet gun if we have to. And let's find a better way across. Oh my goodness. Have to look where we're going because those canyons are not the most highly visible edges, and Sam will just happily walk right off of them. Surprised me. It's the way the terrain is angled up just makes it a little bit harder to see where we're gonna fall. Back we go. We're learning so much about how this game handles failure. Yeah, this is what tricked me. I thought it was just going to be a single continuous path, not a kind of fork. At one point I saw there was a way to double jump. I don't know. I just held A. Probably just strand him. Being careful not to fall into a canyon while we do so. Get stranded. Have to say, this is the most trouble I think we've ever had. Oh, and we're spotted. Let's just be careful now and not... Oh, there's where our stuff is. There's where we failed to jump. I think I'll just use the bullet gun. Where is it? Thank you. I'm not really interested in finishing them off right now. Well, that's interesting. What is going on? Oh, it's a disguised locker. Disguised post box. You just walk right up to it. For a time, it looked like we couldn't actually walk to it. Okay. Old components. That is what we need. We don't need any of this lost cargo. We don't need container repair spray. Do we actually? Yes, we still have it. So this is all we need. Let's be on our way. Best we can. So we need to cross this somehow. Oh, this guy will be so easy to just strand. And this guy. Come on. Single file now. As we know, the most effective way to attack with a spear when you have a numbers advantage. Seemed like maybe holding A let us jump farther. I don't know. There definitely was a time where I saw a double jump. Curious how that works. Oh, the camera is so tight on us. Please just let us see what's going on. Sam takes up half the screen. At this point, Sam in the game can actually see more than we can over his shoulder. Oh, we better top up. Thankfully, they'll let us drink while we're on the move.
Scanning bridges ID. Fragile Express ID verified. Weapons detected. All weapons will be locked until departure.
Long time gone, my girl. All because of some terrorist nutjobs and their buddies at Fragile fucking Express. Not to mention the Bridges assholes who had to go and kick the hornet's nest. Whatever. Let's see the goods. You make good time, like you're supposed to. That's your job, isn't it? As far as I'm concerned, all you porters are no better than terrorists. And nothing you say will convince me otherwise. So take your Cupid and fuck off.
Well, okay then. Something tells me that if we want to win him over, we need to figure out what really happened to that woman in the hologram. He seems to think she died in the attack. but we checked South Knot City's records, and there's no death certificate for a woman matching her description. Which is why I asked Fragile to look into it.
Hey, Sam. I was looking through my old client database on the off chance I might find our mystery woman. And wouldn't you know it, a pretty close match popped up. Facial and voice. She's still alive. Our junk dealer's grieving for nothing. I doubt he'll take our word for it, though. Hang on. He just posted another order. Probably just trying to push our buttons. May as well check the delivery terminal and see what he wants.
Good work. New order available. Please access delivery terminal for further information.
Well, she couldn't have possibly separated from him because of, obviously she would want to reunite with him because of his charming personality. Kind of looks like we're on Mars. Well, before we continue the main quest line, we do have a number of mails to catch up, which we may not get through all of them. But let's take a look. Thomas Sutherland. Kick back with some Timefall Porter. Sam, thanks as always. I've sent you some Timefall Porter, the world's fastest brewed beer for Bridge's fastest runner. Hope it provides a welcome respite on a hard day. Should be waiting for you in your room. Enjoy! Haven't had a chance to go back to our room yet. The Timefall Farmer. The best damn brew you'll ever drink. Dear Sam, another long day on the road, I'll wager. Well, you know what soothes mind, body, and soul after a hard day's work? A delicious draught of Timefall Porter. We finally got to brewing up a batch of beer. You familiar with porter? It's an English ale that's been made since the 1700s. It was popular with the couriers who used to deliver loads up and down the Thames, hence the name. And the other part, well, I don't think I have to explain that. It's crafted with the finest, fastest-growing wheat under the Timefall. So, Mr. Legendary Porter, why not put your feet up and enjoy a tall glass of your namesake? And don't think this is the end of it. We'll be baking bread and cooking pizzas before you know it. Just you wait. Everyone says just you wait at the end of their mails, I'm noticing. The Craftsman. Porter's getting it done. Hey Sam, did you hear? One of the porters I hooked up with hematic grenades took down a BT the other day. There was a sharp drop in chiralium density that coincided with his report, so there's no denying he got the son of a bitch. And it's all thanks to you and the UCA. It's an exchange, joining up. We sacrifice a little privacy, share a little expertise, and you agree to look out for us. Not a huge price to pay, but it's enough to help the cause. A tax, if we're being honest. We pay, we get protection. Contracts alone won't cut it. We're just free riders that way, not giving up enough, not getting enough. And if you dodge your taxes, you can't be surprised when there's nobody around to look out for you. Quid pro quo and all that. The info and tech I've received from Bridges just might be enough for me to start producing hematic grenades in bulk. If so, then who knows? Maybe we can wipe out the current crop of BTs. Of course there's a catch. Only your blood seems to work. Don't misunderstand. I'm not going to ask you to bleed yourself dry. To be honest, I'm surprised we got as much from you as we did. It's like you're donating a pint every time you take a break. Well, it can't be easy, but we sure are grateful. And don't you forget it. Alex Weatherstone. Weather station upgrades. You know, I'm not even technically part of the core staff. I'm medical. I was posted here to keep an eye on our skeleton crew, make sure their heads stayed right, and somewhere along the line got roped into processing deliveries too. Anyway, before we became part of the chiral network, this place was a weather station in name alone. We were collecting meteorological data, but only over a pathetically small area, and we weren't able to share it with anyone. Prior to the Stranding, they had countless weather satellites circling the whole planet, watching every move the clouds made, measuring every twist and turn of the wind. With that much data, it was easy to create forecasts. But things are different for us. We don't have a top-down view of the whole picture. But the Cupid and the network have provided us with the next best thing. Now that we can collate data from all over, we can generate more comprehensive models, which give us a much better chance of accurately tracking fluctuations in chiral density. And not only that, we can send weather reports to every city, prepper shelter, and Bridges facility on the network. Now we really are doing something useful. We owe you big time, Sam. Another thing they always sign off their emails with. Oh, more Half-Life messages. Thomas S. Test order. You've got to find my cube. Sam, you're the man everyone's talking about. The cube collecting hero. And a fan of Half-Life and Portal to boot. As a matter of fact, that's why I'm writing you. I've lost my own precious specimen. Yeah, I know. Not again, I can hear you saying. Well, think of it this way. Experiments, repeated over and over, are essential to scientific advancement, right? Everything we've got now, bots, trucks, you name it, it's only because pioneers of previous generations were willing to engage in a bit of trial and error. And now I'm giving you the chance to do the same. You're bound to learn something along the way, for science. My cube should be somewhere northwest of the distribution center south of Lake Knot City. Looks like the local mules have got hold of it. Take it to the distribution center south of Lake Knot City once you find it. I'm counting on you, Sam. There's not much time left. Well, I'm sure we can get to that when we want to. The Elder. Rebuild the roads, rebuild America. I see them delivery bots are on the prowl again. Guess that means the roads are getting better out there. Used to be highways and byways running all over back in the day. There was one, the Mother Road some called it. That was the one folks used to follow all the way west, chasing their dreams. Rebuild the roads, and you rebuild the dream, is that it? That old American classic, the belief that success and prosperity are within everyone's reach? Well, I may not be much for your UCA and your plan to rebuild the country, but if you can finally make that one work, I'll raise a glass to you, that's for sure. Thomas Sutherland. Delivery time, Sam. People get tired of waiting. What kind of porter grades you getting these days, Sam? It can't be easy trying to stand out in all those categories. Cargo condition, delivery volume, bridge link, and all that stuff. Couldn't manage it myself. I'd throw my hands up in frustration. I've got one piece of advice for you. Focus on delivery time. That's the most important thing when it comes to making deliveries, after all. How to improve it, though, that's the question. You probably know this already, but in case you don't, there's one simple way you can improve your speed. Take the shortest route. Unless, that is, an area's infrastructure means that a longer, less direct route will get you there faster. Not so simple after all, eh? You've probably got a feel for picking efficient routes already, though. Most porters with your experience ought to. By the way, if you're already feeling confident about how quickly you can make deliveries, why not try your hand at setting a premium delivery record? You might even enjoy it. Oh, and it's not just your clients who will be happy if you improve your delivery time. Your body will, too. As it grows stronger, you'll have more stamina, be able to hold your breath for longer, all sorts of good stuff. Keep at it, Sam. You're going to be the top-ranked porter out there in no time. I just know it. Thomas Sutherland, order, bring me my Timefall porter. Thanks for delivering the delivery bots, Sam. I heard you were headed to that Timefall farm down the way. Don't know if you heard, but rumor has it they've been brewing beer, maybe even using Timefall to speed up the process. I'd sure like to have a taste if it's true, and if they joined to the chiral network, I'd be able to place an order with them, wouldn't I? Of course, you can't print beer, so I'll have to rely on you again to get it here. Pity the bots won't be able to enjoy it with me, but hey, guess that's a privilege only humans can enjoy, am I right? Anyway, I'm counting on you. Thomas Sutherland. The bots are here, but is that for the best? Sam, that bot you brought us, it's a real piece of work. Takes everything into account, cargo type, terrain, and calculates the quickest route every time. And if it does happen to run into a BT, there's no void out to worry about. If we can teach it how mules operate, it might even be able to anticipate their movements and avoid them too. Which means all the risks in using human porters, the dangers you and yours face every day, well, they could be a thing of the past. Might not be a need for you to put your life on the line any longer. Time to start planning for the easy life, eh? But is it for the best, I wonder, leaving everything to the bots? Isn't that what led to drone syndrome and all that? Better to keep people involved in some respect, maybe. Same with cars. Back in the day, everyone was all about self-driving vehicles. But if you ask me, a human hand ought to always be on the wheel, am I right? I don't know, Thomas. Interviews. Prepper interview the Timefall farmers. Me? I used to be an ecologist. Amelie thought highly of me and my wife's research into Timefall's effects on plant life. She was the one who suggested it could be used to boost agricultural production. See, Timefall's radically altered the ecosystem of the entire continent. Obviously, I know just as it's obvious we're powerless to stop it. Obvious, I know, just as it's obvious we're powerless to stop it. So we had the idea of trying to use it to our advantage instead, make the environment better, not worse. Easier said than done, though. Take void-out craters, for example. Local chiral density is generally higher in their vicinity, which correlates with increased timefall. With all that exposure, you'd think they'd turn lush and green again before you know it. Unfortunately, it doesn't quite pan out that way. Nothing grows in any of them. Might be the timefall's done something to the soil, but the truth is, I don't have a clue. Which was one of the reasons why me and the missus were conducting our research. Gotta say, for the record, that it hadn't crossed our minds that timefall could be used to help grow food. That idea was all Amelie. So credit where it's due. And we have a little bit of time left, I think. Let's take a look at our next delivery. Old components.
Our favorite junk dealer is at it again. He wants us to scavenge scrap and other materials from ruins outside South Knot City. The order calls for no less than 60 kilos, but the more the better, he says. The ruins are part of an old section of South Knot that was destroyed in a terrorist attack. BT activity is still regularly confirmed. In short, he's asking you to risk your neck for a back-breaking heap of junk. Asshole. Make sure you're well prepared.
Well, I think that risking our neck will have to wait until next episode, because that could take us a while. So we'll end it here, and we'll be back with more next time. Bye for now.